Good afternoon, everyone. The School Innovation and Turnaround Committee is now called to order. Roll call, please.
Dr. Volpe is now present. Mr. Castillo?
Here.
Mr. Castillo is present. Dr. Davis? Here. Dr. Davis is present. Ms. Ellis? Ms. Ellis is not present. Mr. Harvey?
Here.
Mr. Harvey is present. Ms. Holloway? Here. Ms. Holloway is present. Mr. Ellerine?
Here.
Mr. Ellerine is present. Mr. Morris?
Here.
Mr. Morris is present. Mr. Orange Jones? Mr. Orange Jones is present. Mr. Rock? Mr. Rock is present. Ms. Boucher? Here. Ms. Boucher is present. We have a quorum.
Great. Thank you. So sort of lighten the mood a bit today. We've got a brief presentation, so Max, if you could hold off for just a second. We have Ms. Tedesco, the 2020 State Teacher of the Year and Music Director from Chalmette High School, who would like to offer us a wonderful presentation. Ms. Tedesco.
Thank you so much. It is our pleasure to be here. I'm Annalise Tedesco. I am Louisiana's Teacher of the Year for 2022, and it's my privilege. Thank you so much. You are too kind. It's my privilege to also be the music director and vocal music teacher at Chalmette High School. And yes, indeed, and I am a proud graduate of Chalmette High as well. And today I have the opportunity to say that I'm looking forward to being able to represent and elevate the voices of teachers and students across our state as we move into the new year. And I have a few of those voices with me today, and I would like to introduce them to you as they spread some holiday cheer and also share why arts education is important to them.
As we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strains. Gloria in excelsis Deo.
Jcfa High School's Performing Arts program. It is such an honor to be here, and we would just like to thank you for everything that you have done for us continuously throughout the years, and as you continue to support us. Today we have prepared a few Christmas carols for you all, and additionally, a few of our students have prepared speeches to express their gratitude towards you and all that you've done for us for the arts. We would like to thank you for your continued support always. It's truly a pleasure to be here and to have you in front of us, always supporting us. So nothing would be possible without you. Happy holidays.
Hello, I'd like to start this off with a quick introduction to
myself. My name is Callum Mejia, and I am very passionate about singing, theater, all the performing arts. It has encompassed my life since elementary school, and I am so grateful for all the opportunities that Chalmette High's performing arts program has given me and all of my fellow students. And I think that it really is preparing all of us for a future in not only singing and theater programs, but also whatever job that these students may take up in the future, by teaching us communication skills and teaching us how to get along with people, work with others, and also have fun while doing it. And I would really like to thank each and every one of you for making this a reality for so many young creative people that get to experience this class, to get to experience any class. Thank you for making this a reality.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Winn. I'm a junior with CHS Voices. I would like to say, arts education had a big impact on me. I was interested in chorus since a young age. Intrigued about being in chorus clearly amazed me. I found my fondness for arts in a normal way. When I was little, I loved singing songs, like songs you hear on the radio, sometimes you sing in the shower. When I heard about my school's choir and what grade I could join, I waited until I reached that grade and immediately joined the choir. It was the best thing I've ever done. And I've been in choir for 7 years now. I recommend anything that interests you, no matter what. And I feel like everyone should explore the option arts education is going to offer. Arts education is my home, my safe place, and something which I truly love doing. And thank you for everyone supporting arts education because it made me who I am today.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Caroline Guy. I'm a senior at Chalmette High School, and I've been involved with CHS Voices for 4 years now. In my experience, arts education is important because it gives students the opportunity to express themselves in ways we can't on a day-to-day basis. Without the arts, there would be many young people who would feel as though they didn't have a place in their schools and in their lives as a whole. The arts help people to express what our words simply cannot, and this becomes even more meaningful when it involves young people who do not yet know themselves. In many ways, music can be a form of escaping the stressful and overwhelming reality of what it is to be a young person who is changing. And even more importantly than that, music is something that we can keep with us no matter how much or how drastically we change. As we grow and change, so will our love for music. Regardless of what level we wish to pursue the arts, we have the privilege and opportunity to be enriched in the professional atmosphere, which is something that we are beyond grateful for. With that being said, we thank you for your gracious support, which allows us to continue our hard work and dedication to a program and an institution that means so much to us.
Good afternoon. My name is Winn, and I'm a senior at Chalmette High. I'd first like to say, first and foremost, I truly, and we all, I can speak for us all when I say we truly appreciate the constant support that you guys have given for each and every one of us. It's truly been something tremendous to say that I've performed at the governor's mansion and that I'm here at this important meeting giving a speech in my senior year of high school. It's truly something else, and I really appreciate you guys for giving us the chance to be able to do this. What arts education means to me? This is a question that has a variety of answers, obviously, but because I'm on a time limit, I'd rather get straight to the point. So, much like a lot of the people in here, my love for the arts began at a young age. Since I can remember, I've always loved the fact that in acting, I can suit up into a whole different character, and I can become someone other than myself and portray an entirely different life. And that has always fascinated me. And that's how my love began. Eventually, it led into different forms of art, that is music and theater and a lot of things that I thought I'd never try. But I turned out to love it. And I also see this as arts is a growing industry, something that's gonna be used constantly throughout the world. This is not something that's gonna go away, at least not anytime soon. So I hope that you guys don't see your support as just you guys helping a group of students, but more as a business investment as well. Here lie the future lawyers, future politicians, future doctors, future scientists of the new generation. So your constant support, I hope you don't just see it as you helping them, but we also hope to return the favor one day to you guys as well. We could be leading the next generation of children into something new, lead this entire country into a new era, a greater era. So I truly appreciate all that you guys have done for us. And I just ask you to continue, and we love you guys.
Thank you so much for hearing the voices of these students. And I think that it sums up most beautifully when we think about that the arts have the power to bring us together at this time of year and always. And we thank you for the support you have given us and ask you to continue to do so. With that being said, we wish you a very happy holiday season and a Merry Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Let me say, please don't leave. Many of your students said that you all couldn't do this without us. Well, we couldn't do what we do without you. You honor us with your presence, with your voices, and we are just immensely proud to see you perform and sharing good cheer this holiday season. I'd like for our board to again give you a round of applause. And there's someone else who would like to say a few words, as you might have mentioned, Ms. Crochet.
Well, I'm just so proud of each and every one of you, and you know that, because I tell you that all the time. And we just had a visit from our state superintendent and members of the Board of Regents as well, in terms of looking at our performing arts program and our theater and such. And this was one of the pathways that we're looking at, where the next associate degree with the emphasis in fine arts, we're going to be partnering with the Mass Community College in terms of offering that to our students as well. And Ms. Casar Tedesco will be leading that effort in partnership with our community college people in establishing that new pathway toward an associate degree. And one last thing I want to say, I'd like to recognize Ms. Casar. Why don't you just tell us what Sophia has done, and then we'll wrap it up, because I know we're pressed for time.
Certainly. We are so pleased, as you can tell, so many of our students possess great talent and capacity. And we just are so excited when other people notice too. And annually, our students compete in a competition that is sponsored by the New Orleans Opera Association, Tulane University, and Loyola University and NOCA. And this year, we are very pleased to say that one of our singers took first place in this program, and that's Miss Jcfa Lafayette. She, like every student who represents a public school in Louisiana, helps establish what wonderful things are happening in our state, and they are representatives of so many students who are doing good work. And we thank them for what they are doing to help shine a light on the good efforts of Louisiana educators and Louisiana students. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you again. That said, President Holloway would like a point of personal privilege. President Holloway. You ready now, or would you like to do that a little later?
I have mistakes with music. She's gonna
Do it later? Okay, great. That's it. We'll.
She sent me her, here we go. Is it okay?
Sure.
Thank you.
Floors are yours.
Miss Jason Martin, where are you? Oh, she may have walked out. No.
All right. Well, we'll continue. Oh,
She's
Stacey.
hiding? Miss Daisy, I'd like to recognize you and congratulate you, commend you for great work with Collegiate. She is the interim CEO of Collegiate, very proud of her. However, I've just heard that she has been awarded a couple or maybe 3 awards. One, of course, is in 2021, they had the highest progress index of any open enrollment high school in East Baton Rouge Parish. Yay, doing good work. Thank you. And then number 2, Collegiate Baton Rouge is part of a network, Collegiate Academies, that stands out as a statewide leader in the LDE believed to achieve priority of remove barriers and create equitable, inclusive learning experiences for all children. 2 recent awards from its New Orleans schools are a strong indication of what is to come as CBR continues to build out its programming in the coming years. Opportunities Academy 2021 winner of the Distinguished Merit Award from Governor John Bell Edwards, Office of Disability Affairs. This is the top statewide honor for service in the disability community. That's amazing. Congratulations on that. The other is Lacieras Academy 2021 winner of LAPCS is Caroline here. Romer, yay! Winner of LAPCS, that's the Louisiana Association of Public Charter Schools Innovative Education Award for the most compelling and groundbreaking program across all charter schools networks. The school is in New Orleans' first program for English learners and high school students who are new to the country. Amazing. Congratulations to you and thank you for serving our children. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Holloway. That's it. We'll jump into our agenda. What's our next item?
The first item is on page 1, item 2.1, consideration of the renewal of charter contracts for BESE authorized charter schools. There are 3 recommended motions for this item. We will take each recommendation separately. The first department recommendation is to approve the initial charter renewal determinations for Collegiate Baton Rouge, GeoPrep Mid-City Baton Rouge, and Jcfa Lafayette as outlined. Updated backup documentation has been distributed.
All right, thank you. Is there a motion? Mr. Garvey? Is there a second? Mr. Rock? It's motion and a second presentation today.
Yes, it is on the screen. Thank you. All right. Can everybody hear me all right? I am not sure how to follow an angelic choir with excellent speeches, but I will do my absolute best. Speaking about something equally as uplifting, we are going to jump into charter extensions and renewals today. Thinking very quickly just about the process and how we got to this point. As a team, we recognized early last year that we were coming up on a situation in which we had a number of schools up for renewal, and we were uncertain about a lot of things that would impact that renewal. Specifically, we did not yet, at this point when we began planning this process, did not know what testing would look like last spring. We did not know what the impact of a federal waiver on accountability would be. And we didn't know what data would be available to the department and to our team to make a decision in terms of like an evaluative piece of information. So with that in mind, beginning in April of 2020, the Charter Accountability Team began pulling together a working group of a diverse group of school leaders, from independent LEAs to CMOs to rural to urban, type 2s, type 5s, to try to get a varied perspective on exactly how we should go about the process of evaluating school performance in the absence of that evaluative SPS. Following or in concert with those stakeholder meetings, we participated in the National Association of Charter School Authorizers, otherwise known as NACSA. We participated in their program known as the Uncharted Waters program, in which they brought authorizers together from across the country to begin discussing what renewals will look like this year. Specifically, we worked with over 41 different authorizers from different offices across the state through that NACSA program over the summer, in which we all worked together to essentially norm and learn from each other. Third, we have also been working closely with our local partners here at home, with our partners at LAPCS, New Schools in Baton Rouge, NSNO. Basically, we have done our level best to receive feedback and to help make this process better by including a wide variety of stakeholders. That brings us to October 2022. Nope, October 2021, which is where we presented this process to you. This process has not changed from October to December, but I will review it now, just so we're all on the same page. For the upcoming renewal cycle, we said that we would start at this question. Would the school meet renewal standards using 1819 SPS? If the answer was yes, we would put them through that top pathway, which is represented by that green box, saying that we would use their 1819 SPS and the organizational financial performance over the term to make this decision. If the school would not have met the standards using 1819 SPS, they would go onto the bottom part of this diagram. They would enter the LDOE's comprehensive evaluation process, and from that point, there's one of two outcomes that can happen. The school will either be renewed, they will receive a 3-year conditional renewal based on the results of that comprehensive evaluation, or they would be non-renewed. If non-renewed, they would enter a closure process. If renewed, they would be required to outline their blueprint to renewal as part of what we're saying is a school improvement plan. That would be connected to their charter contract. All of that will be executed at the same time this upcoming July if renewed. That said, today we are focusing on these 7 schools. The 7 schools listed on this slide are schools that qualify for renewal under the 1819 SPS. Those schools are Collegiate Baton Rouge, Geo Prep Mid-City Baton Rouge, Jcfa Lafayette. Those schools are up for initial renewals. And then in subsequent renewals, we have Lake Charles Charter Academy, Lake Charles College Prep, Southwest Louisiana Charter Academy, and University View Academy. As we have schools falling into 2 different groups in terms of initial versus subsequent renewals, let's review the strategy or the policy regarding renewals. If you are a school that's up for your first renewal, there are 3 ways for you to meet renewal criteria. The first one, as you can see in this policy under 1505A, would simply be that a school needs to be a D or higher. If you're looking at 1505A1, the second there, it says the charter school must be an F and evaluated using an alternate renewal standard. So 1505A1, this all comes back, I promise. The next way that a school can be renewed is that aspect under 1505A2, which says that the school is a turnaround charter school that qualified to receive a letter grade of T per Bulletin 1105 and has earned a progress index equivalent to a letter grade of A. So essentially, you need to be a D or higher, you need to be an F and evaluated using an alternate rubric or standards or the alternate SPS as outlined in 111, or 3, you'd be an F that has a turnaround of a T with a progress index of an A throughout the charter term. We'll go through each school at this point, and we will talk through both their 1819 data, what makes each school eligible to be evaluated using this pathway, and then the LDU's recommendation. We will start with the initial renewals, move to the subsequent renewals, and then address the remaining schools subsequently. Collegiate Baton Rouge. Collegiate Baton Rouge is a Type 2 charter school located in East Baton Rouge Parish, serving approximately 462 students in grades 9 to 12. Collegiate Baton Rouge opened in 2017-2018 school year and was extended in October of 2020. This is Collegiate Baton Rouge's first renewal evaluation. As you can see here, they had a 64.1 SPS at 18-19, that is equivalent to a C. Their progress index 91.6, equivalent to an A. The renewal pathway, what we just discussed, falls under 1505A. So if you look back at this last slide, this school would be eligible for renewal under that very first body paragraph there. So they are eligible for renewal because they are a D or higher. Because of that, the LD's recommendation is to renew the school for 4 years based on the terms that would have carried over based on what is in 126 and CSPC. Essentially, if they had been up for renewal this year, they had been a C for their SPS, they would have received a 4-year renewal. So that is the term that we are recommending today. Geo Prep, Mid-City Baton Rouge Academy, slightly different circumstances. This was a school turnaround. At the time, 18-19, they received a T for their letter grade. However, you can see that their progress index in the equivalent letter grade is an A. This creates a situation in which GeoPrep Mid-City is qualifying for renewal under the second pathway. So going back, they are a D or higher, and then you're looking at the second sub-bullet there, that the school is a turnaround charter school that qualifies to receive a letter grade of T per Bulletin 111 and has earned a progress index equivalent to a letter grade of A. As you can see, both of these things are true. That is why they are on that 18-19 renewal pathway. The renewal term at that point is for a 3-year renewal term, which would be the minimum term that we can provide, and is the term that is outlined in 126 for a T or an F or a D for an initial turnaround. Cool. Lastly, for our initial renewals, we have Jcfa Lafayette, again, a third very specific instance. This school is evaluated using the alternative SPS formula in Bulletin 111 as part of their extension. We discussed with the school that moving forward, they would be evaluated under Bulletin 111's alternative SPS formula. That has taken place. As such, once we calculated their school performance using that alternative SPS, the school earned a letter grade of a C. That would qualify them for renewal again under that 18-19 pathway because they were, one, evaluated using that alternative SPS. Once they were evaluated using that alternative SPS, they received a D or higher. They met both of those checkpoints. As such, our recommendation is to renew them for 4 years. Again, 4 years because it's a C as opposed to the general prep that would have been one. Okay. Moving on to our subsequent renewals, there are 4 other schools that we will be discussing today. But before jumping into that, there are 4 ways for a school that is up for a subsequent renewal to meet renewal standards. The first, 1505B, says that you must be a C or higher. The second way, 1505B1, says that you are a D or an F, and you are evaluated under those alternate standards, and then you meet the requirements using those alternate SPS or alternate standards. And then the third way, 1505B2A, says that you would have a D plus C's for more than half of the term, and a C in the final year of the preceding term. And then the fourth way says that you are a D and that you've had A's as your progress index for more than half of the term and for the final progress index received during the school's prior term. Lake Charles Charter Academy was a C in 18-19 with a progress index of an A. Therefore, they would qualify for renewal under that first pathway, 1505B, the C or higher SPS. Lake Charles College Prep, very similar circumstances. SPS was a C, letter grade was a little lower at a B, but again, they've met that C bar, they qualify for renewal using that option.
Yes. Just so that we can separate the motions out.
Oh, sure.
Stop at Jcfa, and then we can pick up with Lake Charles Charter Academy after we dispense with this motion. We have some comment cards. Let's go ahead and take those up now at this point. We have Stacy Martin with Collegiate Academies, who supports the recommendation but does not wish to speak. We have Kelsey Lembrecht, also with Collegiate, who supports the recommendation but does not wish to speak. We have Millie Harris with Jcfa. She supports the recommendation and wishes to speak. And also Sarah Vandergriff Kelly, who supports the recommendation and wishes to speak. Ladies, if you come forward, we'll start with you, Ms. Harris.
Good afternoon, Superintendent and distinguished BESE board members. I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today, and thank you for your consideration of our Lafayette Charter Schools first renewal. Jcfa operates 4 campuses under 3 different contracts, 2 with BESE and 1 with Jefferson Parish Public Schools, serving the most at-risk students in the state. Our average student is a 17-year-old freshman, and our mean student is an 18-year-old sophomore. Most of our students come to us heavily overaged and undercredited, but looking for an opportunity to earn their high school diplomas. We have enjoyed serving our state for over 12 years, starting in Jefferson Parish and moving into Lafayette in 2017. Our schools are small. We serve very at-risk kids. And we're very excited for the opportunity to continue to serve kids throughout the state. We've been awarded ESSER funds just like everyone else. And for a moment, I just want to tell you how important your focus on mental health is, not only to our population of students, but to the communities around our students. In the last calendar year, Jcfa has lost 3 students to gun violence and drugs. The mental health of our students is very important, and it's very important that you all continue to focus your efforts on providing safe opportunities for our students in their schools and their communities. Thank you all so much for the opportunity to serve students and for the department recommending our renewal for the next 4 years. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Sarah Vandergriff Kelly. First time we got to say just want to thank the department on behalf of charter schools. If you can go back in your mind to May of 2020, these schools before you were the first to freak out, and I mean that literally. Besides the fact of just everyone being shocked of school closures and health and safety concerns, the immediate next question they ask, what does this mean for my renewal? So while every school has been under tremendous pressure of just literally trying to survive, these schools have had an additional pressure of what does this mean for my existence? With that being said, the only other authorizer that we see that really has had to deal with this issue is the Winn Parish School Board, and you all are following a similar path. Looking first at the sort of snapshot in time before the world went crazy of performance, and then from there, showing a little grace and looking in a little bit deeper on what does it mean to really have a successful school. And I applaud both you, as well as the Winn Parish School Board, for still continuing to look at the best interests of kids, because at the end of the day, that's what charter schools are all about. That being said, and I know this is part 1 and part 2 later in January, as in terms of renewals, I'll say this, as you all are also starting to look at the overall accountability, I will also implore you to also rethink too, if there's any changes that need to be slightly amended or changes as it relates to the charter approval process. I know Orleans is now starting to think about it, because even though this is 2021, we know that we are now dealing with 2 years of school closures and pandemic, and who knows what will happen next year. Not to say that we are ever asking for lower standards, because again, we stand by even the tough decisions Orleans has had to make in the past 2 years of actually closing charter schools, but they're looking at a more holistic approach of really double downing on sort of this comprehensive evaluation to see, is this really a good school, both academically, financially, and legally? So I just say that this is also another opportunity for you all as you rethink the accountability. What does it also mean to be accountable in charter school world moving forward in this sort of post-pandemic if we ever get to that point in this? But I thank you all for your efforts. For the past 2 years, the Department of Ed has been doing their research. They have been meeting with stakeholders both locally and across the country. And we really do think that this is probably truly the best plan we can have moving forward in these uncertain times. Thank you.
Great, thank you both. In addition, we have a public comment from Ms. Linda Johnson with GEO. She wishes to speak and supports the recommendation.
Good afternoon, and thank you for allowing me to speak on behalf of our school, GEO Mid-City. I wanted to remind you all that we took this school in 2017 when it was an F school and had been an F school for about 5 years. Also, it was had like a 30 school performance score. So in the time we have had it, we have moved it, and I know all of you know this, how difficult it is to move 20 points, and how especially difficult it is to move when there's a pandemic. But our school has been extremely successful. I would, and I agree with Sarah, I would like for you all to take a serious look at accountability for charter schools in the next coming year, simply because if we have an A on here, and I'm still talking about a 3-year renewal, and we did not get, we're not one of the 400 top growth schools in the state, then I think there's something that needs to be looked at in terms of accountability. I really appreciate the renewal. I appreciate the work that the department has done. I also appreciate the intensity with which they have done it, because they have spent some time at our schools, at all of our schools, but especially at Mid-City. So the Mid-City School is one that we are extremely proud of, because we took it, I want to remind y'all, when you were closing it, and it was an F school and had been an F school for almost 5 years. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Ms. Johnson. All right, that's it. Any additional questions, comments from the board as it relates to this particular item? Dr. Davis.
I'd just like to say regarding collegiate academies, the awards that were read out about collegiate academies was very impressive. When they applied for their Type 1 status at the East Baton Rouge Parish Public School Board, I testified against them because of their in-school and out-of-school suspension rate. And I would like to point out that while that has improved in the Baton Rouge schools compared to how they were in New Orleans, their out-of-school suspension rate by our latest data, which I think is 2019-2020, is 4 times the state average and 5 times the national average, which is our target under Priority 1, Career, College, and Service Readiness, and Priority 2, Equitable, Inclusive Learning Experiences. And so I hope that as collegiate academies moves their academic performance forward, which they're doing, and I'm really excited about that, I hope that we can work to reduce that out-of-school suspension rate as well.
Great, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Davis. Anyone else? All right, any objections to the motion? All right, that item passes, and that takes us to our next item.
The next recommendation is to approve the subsequent charter renewal determinations for Lake Charles Charter Academy, Lake Charles College Prep, Southwest Louisiana Charter Academy, and University View Academy as outlined.
Great, thank you. May I get a motion, please? Mr. Garvey moves, and Ms. Holloway seconds the motion. Max, we'll go back to you.
Sure. Can you guys hear me all right?
Yes.
I'm not sure how much of that I got through before. I will give you the truncated version. There are 4 ways for a school to be renewed. The first is if they have a C or higher, if they are a subsequent renewal. The second way is to have a C with, excuse me, to have D or F and be evaluated using the alternate SPS. The third way is to have a D plus a history of Cs for more than half of the term and a C in the final year of the preceding term. And then the last way would be to have a D in the last year and a history of A for your progress indices over the term, as well as an A in your progress index for the final year of your preceding term. That comes into play with two of our schools, but Lake Charles Charter Academy, first, again, they are letter grade of a C, progress at an A. They would qualify under that first portion of the policy because they have a C or higher SPS. Same thing with Lake Charles College Prep, C letter grade, B progress, they have a C or higher SPS, so they would qualify for renewal that way. Southwest Louisiana Charter Academy and University View Academy, you have to dig into their historical performance over the charter term to understand why these two schools are eligible under this pathway. The first one, simply Southwest Louisiana Charter, meets the criteria. If you go pull their SPS data over the term of their most recent charter term and the year preceding that, they had the C letter grades that they needed for their overall SPS. We're not talking about progress index. They met this using their overall SPS because they had a history of Cs. Same thing with University View Academy. Again, going back to the charter term, looking at their performance over the entire term, they had a history of Cs plus that final C in the year immediately preceding the change of their term. Because of that, we have made the recommendations you see in the following column in line with the way that we did for the initial renewals, all of that relating back to what is in Bulletin 126, what's in the Charter School Performance Compact, and the minimum term length that can be awarded based on a school's academic performance, which is what these terms are. So I will stop there for now.
Great, thank you. Any comments or questions from the board? Seeing, hearing none, any objection to the motion? Motion passes. That takes us to our next item.
The final recommendation is to defer until January 2022 SIT meeting charter contract renewal determinations for Athlos Academy of Jefferson Parish, New Harmony High Institute, Noble Knights Institute, Advantage Charter Academy, Dalton Charter School, Riverville Charter Academy, Impact Charter School, Northeast Claiborne Charter, Willow Charter Academy, Kenilworth Science and Technology Charter School, and Louisiana Virtual Charter Academy.
Great. May I get a motion, please? Mr. Morris moves and Mr. Garvey seconds. Max, right back to you.
Great. So the schools on the list that you just heard about, right here, these are the schools that we are asking to defer until January. We're asking to defer for two main reasons. First, as we were looking at our process and taking into account what we have done so far to understand where our schools are and to evaluate their performance, we checked that also against our national best practices and realized that we needed to do two more things. One, we needed to focus on a school's organizational capacity moving forward. So if we are going to be giving schools a shorter renewal term, can they meet the subsequent standards in 3 years? That will be the basis of a determination. We should be looking at a school's performance over the term that they currently have. However, it is a concern, and it is something that we should take seriously. The second reason we're asking to defer is simply because this is a new process that our team has run, and we need a few more weeks to complete these reviews. We want to make sure that when we come back to this group in January, we are locked tight into these renewal recommendations. We need a few more weeks to get some more data, but at this point, we are not asking to defer any longer than January. We're asking for 3 extra weeks to make sure that we get these extremely high-stakes decisions right.
Great. We have one public comment. Ms. Jcfa Scott with Impact Charter School. She is offering information only and wishes to speak.
Good afternoon. I want to thank everyone for allowing me to speak. I just want to come up and just comment on the work that Impact Charter School is doing since we are on the agenda. Impact Charter School we're in our 8th year of operation, and we have had a lot of gains in progress over the years. In our first 5 years of operation, we been honored with top gains for 2 separate distinct years, 2016 and 18. In all of the years we've been in operation, we've progressed every single year. In 2018-19, we did receive our first subsequent renewal. That year was a restructuring year for us. The following 2 years within that subsequent renewal was the pandemic, which are the last 2 years. Impact Charter School in those 2 years managed to soar almost 10 points, 9.7 points, with an SPS score of 64.7, equating to a C. If you equate that to our charter compact, that will qualify us for renewal. Impact Charter School has had a lot of gains in the Baker community. Currently, Impact Charter School is the highest performing, not just charter school, but school in the city of Baker, and highest performing charter school in North Baton Rouge. Our kids, teachers, and staff have worked tirelessly and worked very hard over the last 2 years to ensure that our scholars don't fall behind. Because we understood that 1 year of lost instruction will take 3 to 5 years to correct. In March 2020, when the world shut down, Impact Charter School did not. We immediately shifted to virtual learning. We trained our teachers on how to teach virtually because we knew that it's very different from teaching face-to-face. We continue to instruct and facilitate instruction over the summer. We provided students with Chromebooks, internet, whatever they needed to continue learning. Going into the next school year, we did everything possible to keep our students on site. We upgraded our ventilation system. We installed NASA-approved ventilation systems in all of our classrooms where it kills any bacteria in the air and on surfaces. We encourage our families to send their kids to school so that they would not get behind. We continue to intervene and work hard, and it has paid off, as you can see in our gains. We have a progress score where we were a 10th of a point away from our third top gains honor, which was an 89.9 when you look at our 2021 data. So as you can see, our kids did the work, our staff did the work, we worked hard, and it should be celebrated. And although I appreciate what the department did by looking at the 18-19 data to make such a hard decision, I just encourage the board and the community to look at the work we did in our most recent data, as well as all of our other formative data through map testing and other benchmark testing we do 60 to see that the learning never stops regardless of a pandemic. So thank you. We are doing the work to make an impact in our community's particular data.
Thank you, Ms. Scott. Let me just add to that. You've done a fantastic job in school, and I want to congratulate the students, the parents, the faculty there for the hard work. I do recognize that by a 10th of a point, you missed the top gains with 89.9, and that is that's wonderful. And we're glad to see it happen, during the pandemic. So congratulations for the success over a difficult period of time. And please extend our regards to your school family for the hard work that's greatly appreciated by not only your community, but the entire state of Louisiana.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
All right, any other, Dr. Davis?
I have a question. In our earlier discussion of learning pods, I mentioned my concerns around teacher hiring practices and enrollment practices. One of our type 2 charters, that charter, Louisville Charter Academy, is on the deferred list. My question to you now doesn't involve learning pods. Can you tell me if we are conducting a review of potential enrollment irregularities at Iberville Charter Academy? And will that review be completed prior to January's BESE meeting?
Yes. After today's conversation, I want to be very careful about this also because we are reviewing information right now. We are not ready to communicate any determinations whatsoever, but we do have, we plan to be able to have all of that information ready for you guys in January to accompany this renewal recommendation.
Any other questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, there's no objection, that motion passes as well.
this concludes your agenda.
Great. Thank you. We are adjourned.